Well, it's raining corporate earnings. We have Britannia as well, which has delivered its fourth quarter numbers. I think it largely looks like an inline set of numbers. Good growth on the top line of more than 9%. We were expecting somewhere between 8.5 to 9%. 3130 crores is where the revenue came in, and the bottom line is at 364 crores. So I think that's a tad bit disappointing. Margins as well not done as well as we had expected. Remember that we have been talking about how food inflation has been picking up, and that's something that would impact companies like Britannia, but it had moderated since then. Still, Britannia's margins have at 16.1 odd percent versus 17.9%. In fact, the management as well has said so much so in their commentary. Let me go Vinny Motiwala for more on these numbers. Vinny?
So Mubina, overall, when you look at Britannia numbers, revenue is in line. It's up around 9%, and that's what we were expecting. While in terms of the profits and the margins, they're slightly below our expectations. So profits have only come in at 364 versus the expectations of 425 crores, so a tad bit disappointment over there. While in terms of the margins, we were expecting around a 17.9% expansion. There's 17.9% margin. Now they are only at 16.2%. So some pressure surely coming in on the EBITDA front as well. So overall, yes, there is some pressure coming in due to the increase in material prices as well as the food inflation that we did see coming in. So there's a miss that we're seeing on the EBITDA front as well. And overall, when you look at the commentary coming in, the management has said that they'll be focusing, they have focused this time around on increasing their rural distribution and building their brand as well. And cost efficiency also is what they've carried out during the period. Now, one concern is the commodity cost, where they've seen palm oil prices, packing material as well, whereas dairy products, which have witnessed a sudden increase and steep increase, while overall, so that could maybe see some increase in cost going forward as well. And now the company seems to be evaluating their long-term plan of this increase and seeing how they can take the necessary action due to this pricing effect. So all in all, not that great a set of numbers coming in, maybe slightly below our expectations, while obviously cost-saving measures is something that has still supported the EBITDA margins, but going forward, we'll have to keep an eye out on that, given the increase in raw material prices.
I think, Vinny, this is going to be, I guess, a feature that we will see in a lot of companies, maybe more so for FMCG as well. Packaging costs, plastic costs, all of this has seen a surge in prices. Let's bring on board now Abneesh Roy to talk about what we are seeing in Britannia and what we can expect for other FMCG companies as well. Hi Abneesh, good to have you with us. To start with, I think the key pain point for Britannia has been on the margin front. Do you think that the costs have been a bit more elevated than you would expected, and that the margin performance has been worse than what you expected?
So for Britannia, sales are in line with our estimate. On the raw material side, food companies are seeing less inflation than non-food companies. So Bajaj Consumer, for example, saw 700 with gross margin compression. For food companies, output also seems better versus non-food. So the key raw materials like palm oil are up, but wheat and milk prices are not that much of a concern, especially given the monsoon is expected to be quite good. So I would say this quarter, the headline numbers look weak because of a specific reason. Company implemented 3 specific projects in this quarter. S4 HANA was implemented, online dealer management system, and an integrated vendor management system. Due to this, the sales got impacted for 2 days in the quarter. This impacts primary billing. This doesn't impact end consumer demand. So my sense is in Q1, you will see this getting reversed because this is primary billing. This is not secondary billing. So I would say that because of that also the sales get lost. That does impact the profits also. But the gross margin wise, I am not too worried for the food companies versus the non-food companies. Especially given the pandemic and wave, we will see in-home consumption again coming back. May not be to the same level like last year, because last year it was a very severe lockdown. So So last year there was a pandemic which was seen for the first time. So it was a very panic buying which was happening. Now panic buying is not happening. It's more of a anxiety buying. But still there will be benefit to Britannia. So we remain positive on Britannia from a medium to long-term perspective, and we would maintain a buy.
Okay, so it would be the non-foods businesses that would be impacted to a greater extent on account of the rise in commodity costs. But, let me also just read out a small excerpt of what Britannia's management has said in his commentary. Mr. Varun Berry says that on the commodity cost front, their palm oil, packaging material and dairy products, these are of course some of their key raw materials, have witnessed sudden and steep increases. Of course, he also adds saying that strategic buying has helped the company manage the costs better. We are evaluating the long-term impact of these increases to necessitate any price hikes while ensuring competitiveness. We also are now joined by Kaustubh Pawaskar from Sharekhan. Hi Kaustubh. Let's understand your overall take on the numbers on the top line front. A 9% growth, not bad. Do you think that now the pain point could perhaps lie on the margin front, or do you think that for, like Abneesh said, for food companies, that really may not be the concern?
See, 9% revenue growth was largely in line with what we and Street were anticipating. I think volume growth would be around 8%. So 8% volume growth is decent, because if we consider the base quarter, for other companies, there was a sharp decline in revenues, but for Britannia, if we consider, the revenue grew by around 2% in a base quarter, and even the profitability and margin expansion was good. So considering that, if we look into it, Britannia's performance are quite decent. Obviously, operating margins are lower than what we and Street were anticipated. But on the raw material front, we need to, wait and watch how things, pan out, because as Abneesh rightly said that, monsoons are expected to be good. So obviously it will have a positive repercussion on the agri commodities, but we need to look into how palm oil and packaging cost, pan out. And whether, another important point is whether company can pass on the price hikes to the consumer. So that is another thing we need to, understand from the management in the current scenario where, there might be some supply disruption or might be some demand disruption because of the, lockdowns which are happening in various states.
Okay, that the ramifications of that is something that I suppose we would want to watch out for. But again, like Abneesh said, fortunately in the midst of a second wave and the pandemic, which is something that could once again increase in-home consumption. And a company like Britannia would stand to benefit. We saw that in the first half of the last fiscal as well. Not sure how much of that trend would repeat, but Abneesh does believe that this is a trend worth observing, especially in a company like Britannia, which was a great beneficiary. So on that, in that light, Abneesh, do you expect that perhaps the next few quarters, or maybe this quarter, this April, May, June quarter, could see the company picking up with the growth momentum, on the top line front, of course?
So only one thing, the base quarter for Britannia is extremely high. If you remember, Q1 FY21, Britannia had seen one of its best volume growth ever, and it was way ahead of the sector average. So it was almost 23-24% volume growth in India. Obviously, on that base, growth will not be easy. But yes, wave will help in overcoming some part of that challenge. But the other part is the exceptions which were there this quarter, those will hopefully get reversed in Q1. We await clarity for that in the call today. So those three issues which I mentioned, now with the implementation happening, HANA implementation happening, online dealer management system, etc., those were issues which happened in Q4. Normally that gets reversed in the coming quarters. That should help partly. But yes, base is very high for Britannia. We would need to take that into cognizance, and we should see more on a 2-year basis rather than just on a YOY basis because of the extremely high base of 23-24% volume growth in Q1.
So, Kaustubh, like Abneesh said, that we have the management call as well. What's the one thing that you'd like to hear from the management today that would, perhaps please the street as well?
Yeah, one thing on if we consider the first wave, obviously because of the higher home consumption, company like Britannia benefited, and we see the volume growth in high double digits. In the second wave, I think most of the companies well prepared in terms of the distribution of their product or having a product that distributors or retailers. So in that case, I don't think things would be in terms of supply there would be an issue, but how the demand environment is panning out, that is one thing we need to understand. And this time, if we see, the pandemic has reached into the tier 2, tier 3 towns as well, which was not the case in the first wave. So whether there is any impact on the rural demand because of this sudden surge in the COVID cases. So that is one thing we need to look into, and how the adjacencies are doing, and what is the expectation from the adjacencies over the next 2 to 3 years, because that is something which company has been focusing on, and it is expected one of their drivers. So on that, so these are the two aspects which I would like to get clarity on in the call today.
All right. Okay, great. So, gentlemen, we'll let you go on that note. Thank you so much for joining us with your take on Britannia's fourth quarter numbers. With that, we will wrap it up on this episode of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to ET Now.